call this meeting to order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We had one change to the agenda. We removed 6C. Can I get approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Open forum. Well, nobody came to visit tonight, so we're just going to move on. Approval of the minutes, bills, purchase orders, investments. There was a resolution number 2026-28 from the Melrose Lions Club. $50,000 towards the Melrose Fire Department. Thank you very much for helping the department out. It will go to a good thing. Then there is Doris Reeland, 10 years of recognition for being here, and a step increase for Kana. Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Oh.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Reports. Police Department report. Jackie.
Okay. I received the police report from Chief Mouse for May 26. There were a total of 36 traffic citations that were written in the month of May, 92 verbal warnings and 0 written warnings. For the month of May, we received 396 requests for service. At this time last year, May 2025, we received 281 calls, requests for service. At the end of May 25, we ended with ICR 2500-1403. At the end of May 2026, we are at ICR 2600-1512. And for the month of May 26, we received 28 agency assist calls.
All right.
How come there were so many enforcement citations? Or like code? Any idea? No?
I would have to ask.
That's a question. I've just kind of seen a lot of them in there. Just it's normally not in there. I don't know if you did like an initiative or something.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
All right. Community Director report. Sheila?
So the Planning and Zoning Commission does have an action item tonight. Then on Monday, June 29th, they will be holding a public hearing on the rezoning of the Stearns Electric parcel and a request for a conditional use permit for the Mary Moose Child Care and Preschool. Those items will come to you in July. We are also received word that we did receive a deed daycare grant of $100,000, which is currently being reviewed by the city attorney and our auditors. The park board meeting scheduled for tonight has been moved to June 23rd because of the conflict. We are looking ahead to the 2027 budget planning. It's been exciting to see all the use in the park, including the campground, the basketball courts, the baseball fields. And we also again want to thank Freeport State Bank. Those new scoreboards are very nice. But once again, you can see from the weather, we're having Wednesday rain, so the farmers market, again, is being affected, and as was our first pop-up splash pad. Building permits of over $5 million have been issued to Roach Development for the 17 twin homes. They will be here with full force in about a week with all the staking and infrastructure. Matt has been meeting with city staff on the pre-construction of that. And the Streets and Parks Department will be handling all the installation of the new city park next to Wabagon Crossings. And so you will see them working out there the third week of July, installing all that equipment. We did receive permit applications for 406 2nd Avenue Northeast, which we refer to as Casey's North. So the tobacco and 3-2 license will be coming to you in July for that facility. They are currently getting the gas pumps inspected and are preparing to reopen that location. Finally, the closing on the Genio property is scheduled for tomorrow. So plans continue, work continues on that. At your July meeting, we will be holding a public hearing to declare a TIF district for that site, which will include both sides of 5th Avenue. This is a requirement of the deed grant, and a deed grant is also being currently written for the east side of 5th. So work on that project continues.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, city engineer report.
All right, good evening. Talking a little bit about the 2026 street project that is underway. The curb and gutter that is being done has been replaced and is taken care of and ready to go. They will be in town on Monday, milling up the pavement on 4th, and then reclaiming it after that. So they're going to take the top 1.5 inches off, which tends to be a little bit loose and cracked up. They'll take that off and haul it out, and then they'll grind the remaining pavement along with the gravel into a good mixture. And then we'll take out the excess, there'll be a little bit of extra, and then put our new pavement back. So that should happen by the middle or end of next week. We should have new pavement on everything. So this project will be pretty much wrapped up in another week. So weather dependent, all the usual qualifiers that come with construction schedules, but that's how it sits as of right now. So good news on that end. We finished up the plans for the Main Street sidewalk replacement. I put a picture in my report for you guys to show you what it's going to look like, a section of it. So the first 6 feet next to the building will be really flat, and then the portion between that and the curb will be a little bit steeper, not noticeably steeper, not something crazy, but that's the way ADA requires it. So that's what it's going to look like. As we get those ready to go, we're going to go ahead and meet with businesses and show them what it's going to look like at each building, so they know what's coming, and then we'll work on the schedule with the contractor to see how that goes. So we'll go out for bids. Tony, get something from you?
Real quick question, that's 6-inch thick concrete?
Yes, sir.
Is that standard for sidewalks? Seems really thick for a sidewalk.
So standard on sidewalk always used to be 4 inches, right?
Yeah.
That was the norm until we started using skid loaders to clear it with snow. So that's in a downtown scenario like that where we have heavier equipment on it. Yeah, we go 6 inch every time. That's all. That Main Street all the way down was 6-inch concrete as well. Yep.
That's kind of what I was wondering, we're using the heavy equipment on it.
Yep, that's exactly why it's done. Yep.
Yep.
And that's pretty much a standard in a downtown setting. It's not just Melrose, it's everywhere.
Okay.
So.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so look for bids from me in the July meeting, and we'll get that covered and see where that ends up, and further discussion at that point. Questions? All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Point of contact, city administration, Jackie?
The Public Utilities Commission met on June 8th. The following items were discussed and acted upon during the meeting. Electric Department is working with Roach Development to identify and plan for the utility needs associated with the upcoming Railroad Avenue Northwest project. DGR Engineering will review the project design and provide recommendations as needed. The County Road 169 project utility work is substantially complete with only minor remaining items to be finalized. The Electric Department completed a generation test run. The quarterly generation test is scheduled for June 30th. Water and wastewater staff continue to work through planning items related to the blower building project. Specifications and preliminary budget estimates are anticipated within the next 2 months. A key area of focus is developing a bypass plan to maintain the plant operations during construction and minimize service disruptions while the project is underway. Well 10, the new well, staff continues to work with the well contractor to address operational issues. Testing is anticipated soon with the goal of resolving outstanding items and bringing the well fully online. And for the city updates, Alexandra Evenson resigned from her administrative assistant permit tech position to pursue another employment opportunity. The city has been accepting applications to fill the vacancy. The application period closed on Monday, June 15th at 4:30 p.m., and staff are currently reviewing applications. City administrator recruitment, the search process has been narrowed to 4 finalists from a pool of 31 applicants. DDA Recruitment Services presented 7 candidates for consideration. Interviews with the 4 finalists are scheduled for June 30th, and selection process is moving forward as planned. We're going to start the 2027 budget planning. Staff budget meetings are scheduled for July 1st to establish departmental priorities, development proposed budgets, and identify capital projects and major equipment purchases anticipated over the next 5 to 10 years. In the Streets and Parks Department, Steve Kortenbush has submitted his resignation from the 3/4-time Streets and Park Department position. We'd like to thank Steve for his service and contributions to the city and wish him the very best in his future endeavors. A seasonal employee in the Streets and Parks, Neil Nathy, expressed his interest in this position and Streets and Parks position and has transitioned into that role. Recruitment efforts are now underway to fill the resulting seasonal position vacancy. And in the police department, Amanda Rossetti and Alex Broadwell began employment with the city during the week of June 8th. As this is the first time law enforcement position for both officers, they are currently participating in field training and onboarding. It is anticipated that they will be ready for independent patrol duties by August or September.
All right, sounds good, thank you. Here on the new business, bridge plan. The PUC recommended on May 11th, the meeting to have the ad hoc committee review the compensation for additional duties during the vacancy of the city administrator. At the direction of ad hoc, on May 20th, Chief Mouse is presenting a memorandum of understanding. Chief Mouse is recommending approval for compensation for additional duties during the vacancy of a city administrator. There is the bridge plan, then one for Chief Mouse and Doris Reeland. If there's any questions, gotta get a motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. So we will be doing interviews on June 30th for our future city administrator. So we are looking at providing consideration to approving reimbursement for the candidates that are driving in for the interview. Just make it a little easy for them to get here on June 30th. Is there any questions or concerns?
I thought we didn't have to. I thought it was just an insignificant, we could just come out of the general fund. I think we actually had a vote on it.
I think we should put a cap on it. Like $200 or something.
I would support
Just-
that, sure, whatever.
Just pay for their gas.
I thought we were trusting whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought,
The
I think
city,
we could actually have
the
it go
city
to.
administrators, we were trusting that they
We would
would
just,
take it.
we're paying for fuel and maybe if they're, I think we should just let it. I don't think they're traveling too far.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just
I
mileage.
can't remember where the furthest one was coming from.
Yeah.
Southern Minnesota.
But I think it's
Yeah.
it's a goodwill offering to, because
Get 'em to come.
nowadays, yeah.
Yeah,
Get people to
that's-
come.
That's
Otherwise,
fine, I just don't know that we need to, you know, just put a quick cap on it, because whatever, because you want to get a bill for $1,000 and have to question it.
Well, we can just use the federal mileage rate
Yeah,
and we know their
55 cents.
address, so.
That's true, you can just Google it. You can
And-
question it if you need to.
yeah. And I think you could put that,
All right.
the mileage rate. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Mileage rate, there's no cap then, so.
Yeah, whatever mileage it
Unless
is
it's-
within reason.
Stick it to it, yeah.
Okay.
All right, can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried through. Action items, joint powers agreement and court data services subscriber amendment between the state of Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension and the city of Melrose Police Department.
Okay. The Melrose Police Department uses the Minnesota Criminal Justice Data Communications Network, which is administered by the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, to continue assessing these law enforcement databases and resources. The city of Melrose must enter into a new joint powers agreement with the state of Minnesota. This agreement outlines the department authorized access, responsibilities, and restrictions, and it's effective for 5 years. In addition, the city must approve a court data service subscriber amendment, which supplements the existing agreement with the BCA and the state court administrator's office. This amendment allows the police department to access court-related data and establishes the terms and conditions governing that access. The agreements are required for the Melrose Police Department to maintain access to the state criminal justice and court information systems and to comply with state requirements in governing their use. According to Chief Mouse, this item is a routine renewal of existing agreements, and approval will allow the police department to continue accessing and the CJDN and court data systems necessary for daily law enforcement operations. So the council to give consideration to approve Resolution 2026-29, the Joint Powers Agreement and the Court Data System Subscriber Agreement between the State of Minnesota and the City of Melrose.
All right, any questions?
It was reasonably inexpensive too, it was like $600 or something like that, right? Annually. Yeah, right, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So move.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Purchasing policy proposed change, and
Okay.
Jackie, you're on that one.
With the changes that we've been having in staff, one of the things that we've run into is the cards. The purchasing policy itself won't be changed. The limits that people are going to be authorized to use are not going to change, but we're running into charging up the credit cards and have to pay them off during the month, which can kind of be administrative hassle. So they haven't been increased in 10 years. So we're asking to increase the credit cards at Magnify Financial for the city administrator and finance director from $10,000 to $15,000, and for cards issued to department heads and supervisors from $5,000 to $10,000.
So the purchasing limit right now, I mean, without getting council approval, that's not changing?
None of that will change. It's just literally
Just
the
the credit
limit
card
of the card. Yep.
limit.
Yep.
Okay.
Nothing else is changing.
Because in my mind, I had it that we're increasing the
No.
purchasing power without council approval.
The amount that someone can purchase,
Yeah,
it's, all of those are still going to stay the
Okay.
same. It's just the limit itself.
Okay. Yeah, I have no problem with that because, yeah.
I'll make a motion. Okay, who's first? Second? Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Medical Services, Plat 3, Sheila?
So the Planning and Zoning Commission, acting as a Board of Adjustment and Appeals, met on Monday, May 18th, for the purpose of holding a public hearing for a variance request and approval of the final plat of the Centricare Health Systems to split a parcel. We've talked about this one kind of at length. The parcel was legally described as Lot 1, Block 1, Medical Services Plat 2. The purpose of the lot split is to delineate between the property now owned by Centricare Health Systems and that owned by Cura, and the variance request is regarding setbacks. Basically, in 2024, when Cura purchased the property, they entered into a lease, but they did not do anything with the real estate. It includes the separation of a building and so Centricare has also presented a reciprocal easement agreement to address the party walls and the access points. With the variance, there are 0 setbacks because literally they share a wall. Emergency Services has toured. Chief Mouse and Chief Bodie went in so that they understand, for purposes of response time, what is going on there. I included in your packet the planning report as approved by Planning and Zoning, as well as the supporting documentation. We did leave room in that planning report for if our building official or if the Department of Health or Human Services has anything they require for purposes of licensure, either on the hospital side or the nursing home side. We want to make sure that they have room to do what they have to do. So tonight we ask the council to consider the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission and determine whether to approve or deny the final plat and variance request from Cura.
And you're okay with that, Chief, for the fire department?
Yeah. There's an alarm system, they're going to try to separate it sometime, but right now it's all good.
All right. Thank you for checking on that. Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Good work on that, Sheila. That was a lot of information.
Yeah, there's a lot to that one. Yeah. Hiring of firefighters. There is, Chief Buddy conducted an interview on June 15th for open firefighter positions contingent upon successful background checks and pre-employment physicals and drug screening. He is recommending the following individuals hired: Aston Toole and Aiden Matt. Is there any questions? Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved. Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. All right, hiring of a part-time street parks maintenance worker. I guess we talked about that. That would be
That would
that
be-
Neil Nathy
yes.
as a part-time streets parks maintenance worker as presented. Is there any questions? Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Informational items, the next council meeting. There's nothing else. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.